All right, guys, only a few days left for you to take advantage of our almost 50% off deal at cogornogolf.com. What that means for you for 2023 is a specific, detailed, personalized practice plans that we build custom for you, which is exactly what you need to get what you want. You and I want the same thing. We want consistency, reliability. We want to beat our buddies. We want to shoot lower scores. But when you're trying to do that all by yourself, it's very, very difficult. When you have a coach, a community, accountability, those things all become possibilities. And to make that easier for you, that's why we're offering this 50% off discount. You get 12 months of coaching for the price that people pay me for 2 hours. You also get over $3,000 worth of training videos, our live seminars, our master classes, our member library available nowhere else, and you get our community support. All of that for 50% off our normal price. Obviously, we can't offer this forever, so we are going to offer this from today through January 1st. If you want to play better golf next year, I'm telling you, these are the solutions that are going to help you. I hope that you'll take advantage. We'll put the link down in the description down below. All right, guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about a move that I've used to fix thousands of golf swings since I started coaching, something I use a lot in my own swing, and that is how to get your lead wrist from this cupped, extended position at setup into a flat position in swing. Let's dive in how to do that. All right, guys, so one of the key pieces that good ball strikers are able to do is take their lead wrist, left hand if you're a right-hander, which is in this cupped or angled bent position at setup, and they're able to get that into a flat position during the swing. Certainly, they're able to get that into a flat position by the time they get the impact. And most of them are able to get that in that flat position much earlier than that. And this is something that I coach into most every player that we work with at some point or time. This is coming up the wrist angle part. And it's something that I spent probably 2 to 3 years working on. And to be honest, as of late, as I've kind of wasn't practicing as much, it's something that started popping back into my swing where my lead wrist was starting to get too cupped, too angled, too much angle in there, making my club face too open. I was having contact and inconsistency issues. And if you're someone who has those contact and inconsistency issues, this is one of the first areas that we want to look at. It's one of the first areas we want to fix. And it's one of the areas that can really make up for a lot of other issues in your swing. So here's what I want you to do. If you hold your, let's take a club. Let's say you got a club in front of you and you take your normal grip. You're going to notice if you have a neutral grip that there's an angle in your left hand, right? There's a little, we call that a cup or extension. Now, if I keep that angle in my left hand and just kind of hold it in front of me, in swing, the goal here, the idea is to get this angle gone, right? So I need to take this angle and hold it up in front of you like this and make your hand go back this way away from the target to the point where it's in a flat condition. So at setup, if I draw a line down my arm, notice my wrist is in front of that. My knuckles are sort of up towards the sky. In swing, at some point in time, I need to take that hand and make it go this way, which is away from the target. And we call that flexing the wrist. It's almost like you're doing a little forearm curl, right? You hold that in front like this, you're going this way. Forearm curl, right? This way. In swing, if I'm doing that, I'm going this way. Glove logo towards the target. Now, how much you do that depends a little bit on the style of grip you have, for sure. But let's assume for this video that you have a neutral-ish grip, okay? In swing, what I want you to feel, and specifically I want you to feel it from about the takeaway position to the top and in transition, is I want you to feel like you take that lead hand and go from that bent position into a flat position. So we're really just flattening out the lead wrist. But if I start in this bent or extended position, it's gonna feel like you're bowing it quite a bit or flexing it quite a bit, right? So when I do it and I go from my setup to the top, for me to get into like a flat position, which is about right there, flat would be the, let's say the wrist and the arm are in one line. My error is to get like this. You see that big angle there? Club face open, bad contact, inconsistency, doesn't feel good. For me to go from here to here, which is just all we're looking for normal, I have to feel like this. So that's even bowed, right? Now, do I actually want to get like this at the top? You could. I'm not necessarily trying to. I'm trying to just get here, flat. And the whole reason I want to get flat is because I want to be able to take that flat top of backswing and bring that all the way down to impact flat so that I can hit the ball first, ground second, hit solid shots, etc. So here's where I want you to start this. I'm going to show you how I've been practicing this towards the end of the video with specific drills. But from a feel perspective, we have our concept. We're going from cupped to flat, right? We're getting our wrist going this way. When do we do it? I would prefer that you do that specifically from the takeaway to the top and in transition. So once I'm about in this takeaway position, now I'm gonna start the process of doing that motion with my wrist. My goal is at the top, I'm in that flat condition. Now, just to ensure that I have that, I'm gonna continue feeling even a little bit more of that as I start down. Now, when I do that flat wrist, I said, hey, well, why are we doing it? I want it flat at impact. But specifically what that's doing is it's helping me close the club face to the path, and it's helping me lower the dynamic loft. So if I've got this 7-iron and I want to hit a shot, right, and visualize a shot you want to hit, I like to hit a tiny little draw, a ball that I hit solid that goes far. So would I rather have a club face that's a little bit closed with a little bit lower loft, or a club face that's a little bit open with higher loft? Of course, I'd rather have the closed club face with lower loft. That's the whole point of this. So we're feeling that wrist motion from the takeaway to the top and a little bit more in transition. Let's start with just that concept, then we'll talk through some more of the details. So feeling that bowing of that lead wrist. And you might feel like I mean, that's the shot that I visualized there, right? A solid contact, high draw. For me, again, I'm feeling currently, right now as I just hit that shot, like my wrist is in about this position. But I know if I look at video, it's not, it's probably just barely flat. And then for me, I'm looking at video saying, okay, how much more do I gotta go? How much more do I gotta go? How much more do I gotta go? And I'd have to keep exaggerating to get that to flat. You watch any of the players on TV that you like, look at their wrists at the top. What do they tend to look like? What do they look like at impact, right? Flat. A lot of them are flat. It's an easy way to play. It makes things easier on the way down. Squares the face, lowers the dynamic loft. Again, I'm gonna feel that from the takeaway to the top and just a little bit more in transition. Just feeling like I'm curling that wrist motion away. And that's just the sensation there. It's here to here, here to here, here to here. Feeling that to the top is like a little kind of reverse motorcycle here, and then in transition a little bit. Now, one of the simple and kind of key feels we have with that before we get to the drill is where the glove logo points. So if I do this poorly, and this is a cue I use with a lot of players we work with, if I do this poorly, the logo of the glove points more towards me and the knuckles are closer to the forearm. That's bad. If I do this well, the glove logo feels like it points more behind me, away from the target, towards the camera, and my knuckles get farther than my forearm. And you can see what I do, that the effect that has on my club face, right? So me feeling the same thing from here to here, here to here, here to here, that little forearm curl, right? I feel like I'm doing a little forearm curl. I can also reference my glove logo pointing more away from the target. Glove logo away. Now, when I work with players like this, and you watch some of our videos, let's do one more with that first. Glove logo away from the target. And a little bit more on the way down. And there again, solid high draws. The more you do this motion, the more the ball should fly off the face, compressed, the more it's gonna wanna curve left relative to where you currently hit it, right? So if you hit a 15-yard fade, you might feel that and it might only fade 5 yards, right? So it's gonna fade less compared to before. So we have the timing, we have the feel, we have the concept. Now, the next question that always comes up is like, hey, should I be feeling this with my left hand, or should I be feeling this with my right hand, or should I feel both hands? And the answer is really you can do either, right? Like I like right hand feels, I like left hand feels, you might be more lead hand, trail hand dominant. The reality is it does not matter. Neither one of those are correct nor incorrect. What is correct is that we get to the top where it's in a flat position, and you need to and are allowed to feel whatever you need to get there. Now, if you hate lead hand feels, you would feel the same motion with your trail hand. If my lead hand goes this way, away from the target, and my hands are connected, that means my right hand has to go which way? That's gotta go away from the target as well, right? Gotta go this way, right wrist bent back. Now, if we said my logo points away from the target at this camera, that means my right palm has to point where? Away from the target, right? So bad would be glove logo right palm towards me. Good would be glove logo right palm away from the target, right? So I can feel that on my way back. I can feel my right palm doing the same thing. Glove logo, right palm away from the target. When do I do that? I do that from the takeaway to the top and a little more in transition. How much should I do that? I should do that specifically to the point where my lead wrist is flat. What should I expect in terms of ball flight outcome? More solid, a little bit lower, a little bit farther, and a ball that wants to curve more left or less to the right, okay? So you can do that accordingly. So let's do one more here. So I'm gonna feel my left wrist and right wrist. Back of left hand, right palm towards the camera, a little bit more in transition. Solid contact. Eye draws. And I need that in my swing very much, which is why those I'm hitting as solid as I am. So listen, do you need to do these wrist motions in your swing? I can't say for sure. I need to be able to see your swing. I would bet it wouldn't be a bad idea to put them in or to check that. These are one of the things that I've worked on with probably 80+% of the players I've worked with over the past 15 years, whether in person or online. It's like getting the wrist angles, whether it's left wrist or right wrist, is so important. It's something I'm currently working on. It's something I go to when I go play. If I'm not sure what's going on, when all else fails, I can get my wrist angles good, right, and play good. But ultimately, for me to say for you, hey, this is what you need to work on. This is how much you need to do it. This is your priority one. This is not your priority. Work on this, do this more. This is where I want you to take advantage of this year-end sale. I want you to have 12 months of coaching, 12 months of accountability, community, et cetera, so we can guide you through those things. So I hope that you take advantage of that. If you have any questions about this video, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and appreciate you watching.